So while we're going down the path of TranscriptPad, will you show us how you use issue codes, especially the way you code by scene or chronology?
Yeah, one of the things all of us trial lawyers do to some extent is rely on chronologies. Here's, by the way, is an example of a document that's got key doc notes, or it might have document notes as well, so I can pull those up while I'm examining something. This one here, by the way, sorry, I'll move over to TranscriptPad in just a second. But this is another thing that I've been able to do that helps with outlining. Is I can create a blank whiteboard document and just add notes in it. So instead of using a normal outline for my examination, I can see what the notes tell me and just work through my outline that way. But let's move over to TranscriptPad so I can show you what we're talking about. So one of the things all of us do to some extent is address chronological issues and how we look at a case from start to finish and where the facts fall in that chronology. I like to break the chronologies into what I call scenes. Maybe other people call them that as well, but I group things into logical breakpoints of what they might be. So we're going to look at this case. This involved our client was a co-founder of a company. He had his share script from him. So it's a control dispute over share ownership. So let's just pick one deposition and I'll show you how the codes work. So here's how I do my issue codes. These bracketed numbers are the scenes. So scene one, this involved a cryptocurrency company. So scene one is the early draft of a crypto index. There was a company called BCM that made some purchases, and you see how I number them. This case had a pretty tricky chronology. That's why there's the decimal with the second number, because I was trying to organize things as best I could. I usually don't need to go to that granular level. And frankly, most cases have probably 5 to 8 of these types of milestones. And one of the advantages that I've found using this when we're a plaintiff, I try to get one of my witnesses to be the lead witness, my starting witness in the trial, to walk through the entire set of milestones. So I'll say something like, Mr. Smith, this case involves, whatever it is, let's go through these things. On such and such date, you started this. On such and such date, you did this. And then create signposts for the jury. So then we go through the direct examination of him or her and any other witness. We can use those milestones to keep people oriented and within the timeline. TrialPad is fantastic for that, and it also creates a very useful analytical tool, which I'll show you in just a second. So that's the chronology. I tag these C's have to do with concepts. So concept, Bitcoin mining, I make those up as they go with the case. Sometimes you'll see there's a whole bunch of these. T's are things. W are witnesses, so I can find all my witnesses. So anything about Donnie McClurg would be here. Anything about Steve Lehman, anything about Brittany Keels, whoever it might be, I can find all this testimony that this witness said in this transcript. But what's phenomenal about TrialPad is I can go and see all the testimony among my witnesses, or I can back out to the beginning of the case and run a report. Let's just do a summary report for this because you don't need to see all the material from the transcript itself. But let's pick something. Let's go here. The BCM transfer. So I can click this, generate a report, and if I picked one, great, we'll see McClurg talked about this, Lisa Roth talked about it, John Sarson talked about it, and Rain Steinberg talked about it. So I could pick a particular meeting, an event, in TranscriptPad, and how long did that take? 4 seconds. Generate a report. That's either a summary report like this or the actual transcript testimony, and I can see how every witness testified across the case about a particular subject.